Okay, uh, if you can't see, those are the mountains right there. I'm here. I'm in Denver. It's a very exciting day. I didn't post anything yesterday because I was way busier than I expected to be. I thought I was going to wake up and go to the recycle center and maybe the landfill and pick up some extra wheels for the trailer. And everywhere I went in Dumas, where there would normally be bikes to grind, there were no bikes to grind. And so the last spot I went was Dumas Recycling, which is a private recycling center. And they really just do scrap metal. They cut up. He's not really open. He is open to the public, but not really open to the public. He does a lot of oil field equipment, grinding up oil field equipment for the metal, and beef packing plant stuff. So anyway, we walked around his yard looking for some wheels, and we went from one end to the other, back and forth. And then finally he goes, what are they for? And I said, for like a camper trailer I tow behind my bicycle. And he goes, yeah, me and my wife saw you a couple days ago on 287 pulling that thing. So anyway, so he could tell he was thinking. And so then he finally asked, what are you going to Denver for? I said, man, I'm just following God. I'm just following what God wants for my life. And he goes, well, why are you going by bicycle? Why are you doing that trailer thing? And I told him, I wanted to make sure that I had somewhere to sleep whenever I got to Denver. That I didn't want to be dependent on other people, and wanted to be somewhat independent. Somewhat independent, like I said. Anyway, and he goes, well, what? Is it the journey, or is it the destination? I said, well, it's a little bit of both, and being obedient to God and building this thing and dragging this thing all halfway across Texas. That I've definitely changed in some ways, and definitely my faith has grown. And anyway, he goes, well, would you take a ride? And like, if I put you on one of the trucks here and drive you to Denver, would you take a ride? I was like, well, yeah, absolutely, I would take a ride. The deal is to get to Denver, to be in Denver. And so anyway, I could tell he was really thinking about it. So we continued to look for the wheels anyway. And we went to Walmart and bought some tires and some tubes, and he drove me around to do a few errands. And anyway, eventually his wife showed up, and I could see them over there praying about it. And I was hanging out with one of his employees. And then anyway, he said that, he came back and he said, that's what we're praying about. We're praying about whether we feel like God has brought you here. We saw you this weekend, and we already had you in our prayers, and we would like to drive you to Denver if you will let us. And I was like, absolutely. Wouldn't argue with anybody about driving me the rest of the way. So anyway, so he said, okay, 5 o'clock, we're leaving. And I've never left there all day. We did different errands. We cleaned his truck up, and like I said, just took care of different errands. And then after close of his business, me and his employees and we went over to Grace Through Faith and picked up the trailer, loaded up the trailer, grabbed my laundry, because they had offered to let me do a little bit of laundry, and loaded it up, and drove his son to the bus station, and picked up his wife, and away we went. So I arrived in Denver last night around 11:30. We stayed in a Holiday Inn last night, and woke up this morning and unloaded at Landing Place, because I can't think of a better place to land than Landing Place. So it was odd to walk in the door. They were in staff meeting. I felt really bad. I didn't want to interrupt their staff meeting, but we needed help getting the trailer out of the truck. It's funny, everybody always grabs the front and they think, oh, this is really light. And it's like, oh yeah, all the weight is in the back. So all the weaklings up front, all the We need somebody really strong in the back. But they were really nice to offer up some muscle and came out and unloaded me. And I spent another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes just putting everything back together, because that doesn't happen real easy. There's a few different chores you got to do: kickstand up, bike attached, linchpins everywhere. Got to get everything that was outside the trailer back in the trailer. Anyway, it felt a little awkward. My battery's getting low. I'm just gonna look for a place to park, fire up the generator, take a little charge on the bike and a big charge on the phone, and maybe even fire up the heater. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna stay now that I'm here. I kind of got here early. I wasn't expecting to be here for another month, and there are at least another 2-3 weeks. Which is funny, because when I first started, I thought it'd be 16 days, and it's been 29 or 30 days today. So anyway, what a trip, man. We're here. What's next? I gotta go to the Department of Revenue and get a copy of my license, and go by the Union Hall downtown and give them a copy of my new license, and fill out this year's security paperwork and orientation, and what else? Oh, change my phone number with them. They've probably been calling my old phone number, and my number's changed. I made a payment, by the way, to Metro PCS through Walmart, and it's not going through, and it looks like I might be without service for a day or two, or until we figure out how to work it out. I got the receipt in my pocket, so we'll see what happens. I have a feeling it's going to be a fiasco, but prayer can change anything. So anyway, I'm happy to have internet back. I didn't have internet all day yesterday. It's part of the reason why I didn't post anything even while we were in the truck. You guys have an awesome day, man. I'm happy to be here. God bless you.